like we got a water leak coming out of here. This is the supply going up. Clips in. And well, hopefully that whole thing isn't broke, but I'm going to turn it off and restart. Welcome back, everybody. I've got a great video for you today. It is the completion of the reverse osmosis water filter system. This video was mainly intended to show all the things that come up that I didn't anticipate. I've been doing this so long that I've learned to anticipate things that will come up. I always have to plan for these variables that I don't know of. I'm going to kind of commentate the video because the customers had several conversations going on in the background, so I had to bring down the volume in a lot of the video clips. Now, last week's video, there was a comment or two about tap water and how healthy tap water is and how much better it is for you than filtered water or bottled water. And it's complete BS. I did a whole bunch of Google searches and couldn't come up with anything that said that tap water was healthy in any way. In fact, a video was just released like a week and a half ago, and I'll link to that in the description. I think his name is Andrew Huberman, some doctor, very popular on social media. He's on all the podcasts. He's the latest health guru. He did a whole bunch of research and has a video out on how bad tap water is. This kit from New Aqua, I'll put a link to the kit in the description below the video. It came with a meter that tests what's in your water, how dirty your water is. Basically, it's a parts per million of solid. It doesn't tell you exactly what chemicals are in there. I don't want this video to turn into some conspiracy theory about how bad tap water is and the government's trying to brainwash you and make you infertile because of the tap water. All right, let's get started. So first, you can see, well, I can't see anything inside these bays. I was expecting to walk into the basement, look up, see the drain line, and see the water lines go right up through the basement floor and into the cabinet. And I could easily find where to drill to run my lines up in there. What I found was a whole bunch of mouse poop and mouse nests up inside this foil insulation. This house has radiant floor heat, and that is what that foil insulation is supposed to do, is reflect the heat back up through the floor. That's why it's there. Another interesting thing is the drain didn't go straight down through the floor into the basement. I believe it went like across into the back wall, across, and then down. Anyways, I eventually found it. I was 1 or 2 bays off in my guesstimate. And here you can see me drilling a hole through the subfloor. And I had to get an extended bit to go through the gap between the subfloor and the bottom of the cabinet. Is that a shark bite? That is a shark bite. Wow, I wonder how long that shark bite's been there. I did not plumb this house, but that is interesting to see that there is a shark bite there. So these are the 2x4s that I am gluing and ram setting to the foundation wall. So there is a whole bunch of PL something, some high strength construction adhesive glue. So I'm using a ram set. I should have it here with me if I was prepared. A lot of people don't know what a ram set is. What it does is you put a .22 caliber charge inside that orange device there, and then you insert a pin, a concrete anchor, into the end, and then you whack it with a hammer, and that charge shoots the nail right straight into concrete. It will also shoot it right into a steel I-beam. That's something that's kind of interesting that most people don't know, is that there's a 1/2 inch, 3/8 inch thick steel I-beam. You can nail a 2x4 to it. Here is the board that I made. Just getting that screwed up in there. I did give this some time to cure. I'm wearing shorts in the video. This happened several months ago. I'm not sure what I was doing. I would like everybody to follow me on Instagram. A little bit behind the scenes of what goes on out here in the workshop. It's where I give notifications to the viewers about videos that are coming up and projects that are coming up. I'll put it right here on the screen, and I'll put it down in the description. There is the expansion tank, and I'm just attaching the strap to hold it up there in case there's an earthquake. It would just sit there. That's 4.8 gallons. Basically, it's a 5-gallon bucket. These are all the lines that have to go up into the cabinet underneath the sink and make a lot of different connections to the supply, the drain, and the spout where you get your water out to drink. Made it on the first try. This is where things start to get interesting. I'm not sure who was in here working underneath the sink, but you'll see here in just a minute. I don't know how it lasted this long without leaking, but it did. This is the drain. So when you have a reverse osmosis water system, I'm not sure if it's a 50-50 ratio. I believe it's around a 50-50 ratio. You could Google it. But half the water is nasty water that was filtered out of the good water. And it has to be discharged. And that's where it goes. It goes right into your drain. This is where I start to see things aren't looking quite right. Jesus, it's goofy as hell. I'm trying to tighten things up, seeing where all the loose play is coming from. There it is. So whoever was assembling this P-trap didn't glue it together. That's supposed to be a glue joint there, not a slip joint. So at this stage, I have to take the whole thing apart and get that glued together. Now that black line that I just disconnected, that is the cold water supply to the faucet. And I have to install the kit's T. It's basically a T with a shutoff so that I can have cold water going to the filters and then cold water also going to the kitchen faucet. I'm not a big fan of these plastic valves. They do work, but if I was installing this in my own house, I would find a solution where I had a metal valve with metal threads. I don't trust those plastic threads. The connection that goes to the water filter, I believe it's just one of those push connects, just like a little baby shark bite. And the black line coming off the right, that's the supply to the faucet. That is a compression fitting. So that's the supply. It's just a push connect. Like I said, a little baby shark bite. The blue line has to go all the way up, and that attaches to the spout to get your drinking water. There it is, 202 parts per million. That's a test of just the tap water that comes out the faucet. Once this is all set up, I'll show you what the parts per million are through the filter. Something else I noticed while I was down underneath there, the garbage disposal was not fully seated in its clamping ring. The garbage disposal clamping ring has a ramp, and you crank it around, and then it goes over a bump. It's like a little detent, and then it hits the flat spot, and that's how you know you're fully seated. and that one was just kind of hanging out on the ramp right before the bump that sets it in place. This is just another compression fitting that will get screwed on to the end of the spout that I just installed in the flange of the sink. So because I'm the last person to mess with this, I tightened up the garbage disposal. I re-glued or glued for the first time their P-trap. I gotta make sure there's no leaks at all, including around the incinerator drain. I'm looking for leaks here, here, and all the slip joints. Not sure if I tightened this up yet. Yep. All right, everything looks good. All right. Well, this system is filling up with water now, I think. Alrighty, gonna go turn on, check it out. This does have to fill all the way up. I think you gotta run it in order to get this to fill up. Look, we got a water leak coming out of here. This is the supply going up. Clips in. And hopefully that whole thing isn't broke, but I'm gonna turn it off and restart. That was my fault. It wasn't seated all the way in. It was enough, it was in enough for the fingers to grab it, but not in enough to go past the O-ring. So I've gone through and checked my other ones. And now I gotta really pay attention because I got water up here already. If there's any leaks in anything else. Doesn't appear to be any. Just bleeding out the air that is filling up all the filters. So I've run about 15 gallons through it so far. The parts per million of total dissolved solids is down to 10. No leaks, but we're still going to keep an eye on it. You know, these things are all made in China. I don't know why that has a United States flag on it. I guarantee this thing wasn't made in USA. I could be wrong. I'll verify that. Here's another shot of it up on the wall. I think that's a pretty cool setup there. Keep it all down low. You do have to get on a ladder to change those out. That's going to be the inconvenience. The wrench is left right up there on top. So there you have it. It was a very successful install. There were a few variables that I wasn't anticipating, but I was able to move through it pretty quickly and get the filters installed on the wall, and I didn't have to extend any of the lines. I actually did buy, I think I have it somewhere stashed over there, a whole roll of that hard plastic tubing in case I did have to extend it. Probably should figure out where it is and return it. I'm curious, how many of you people still drink tap water like the peasants? I haven't been drinking tap water for a long time. My kids have never drank tap water. Once you go to a reverse osmosis water filter system, going back to tap water is like going to drink pond water or lake water or something. It's just so nasty once you've had good filtered water for a long period of time. Tell me all about it down in the comments. I'll get my tinfoil hat on and read them. For everyone that stuck around to the very, very end of the video, this is your chance to get on the super secret fourth YouTube channel. My super secret third YouTube channel, I'm still going to upload to it, but not as much as I had anticipated on doing. I'm going to take some of those videos and move them to the new fourth channel. And I have a lot of videos already filmed, ready to go on that fourth channel. What is it? Well, you're going to have to wait to see what it is. I'll put a link down in the description. You can go there, get subscribed. Got to get those subscriber numbers up. We'll be doing some live streams to get our watch time up, and I will be explaining what those mean. It's called Too Much Handyman, and I'll explain.
Why has he got another dang channel? Why do all these YouTubers have the second channel, third channel, fourth channels?
I'll bring you up to speed on what goes on behind the scenes of an influencer. Link will be in the description. Now, thanks for watching. Goodbye.